Hello, truckers and adventurers. Welcome back to SnowRunner. We got the Dan truck fully repaired, got ourselves a trailer, and we're headed on over to a warehouse to grab 5 bags of, well, 5 pallets of cement. Is it 1 bag per pallet? I never really looked at it, but yeah, 5 spots anyways of cement to bring on over to our concrete production building. I should have enough over there already to make the concrete slabs that we need to, I hope, finish the sawmill today. That's my goal anyways. So we'll see how the Dan truck performs going over through the ice. We've been using the Dairy Longhorn, and it's performed rather well, but there were a few spots where the bumper being as low, I don't want to say it's not as low, but for SnowRunner, it's a low bumper. Well, we'll see how the Dan performs going over there. Actually, I just realized when I reset or recover the Dan truck, I wonder if it reset my suspension. I wonder if my suspension is up or down. I have no idea. But let's just get up here and get the cement, and then I'll see if it's down or up. I want to say it's going to be down for some reason. Then once we get the sawmill built, I'm not sure where I'm going to go from there. We were kind of also working on the hotel on the other map. But once the sawmill gets open, I want to see how many jobs it's going to open up. Still tons to do here on the main region. Alright, so we just want cement, please. That is what we need. Let me go ahead. I kind of forgot what button it is to change suspension mode. Okay, so it was still up. Alright, that's what we want. We want it. The higher, the better. Alright, let's get over to Yellow Rock. And we'll be taking the gateway that brings us down to the fuel depot. Top off with some diesel. Just want to make sure I take it somewhat easy. I don't have an autonomous winch or a crane to get myself upright, grab the material that may fall off the semi-trailer here. Let's not get stuck here in the river, please. Front wheels out of the river. Ooh, it is not liking at all dragging up this heavy load out of this river and up the muddy hill. I don't think I really got anything to winch to either. I think I might be able to winch, though, the trailer to something. That'll work. Keep an eye on the trailer, make sure it doesn't get at any weird angles. This is the only thing I kind of worry about this Dan truck, but yeah, I hate to say it right off the bat, it's performed rather well. Is the long chassis and where the 5th wheel, I guess, kind of attaches way at the back end of the chassis. So, not like, I don't know if it's really adding a lot of weight to the rear wheels or not. Don't know how well the game performs that way. I would like to see that 5th wheel slide up a little bit more. Get some more weight on those rear wheels, but overall, I guess it's worked out rather well. As the sun rises, good to see that when I logged in, that the 4 cabins are still in the zone, so it says 4 out of 4. We just need some concrete slabs to complete the sawmill. I think that'll complete the sawmill. As far as I know, that's all we have left to do. I don't think there's another step after that. Okay, let's put her into automatic, I think. I want to get some speed up, but I'm not going to get a whole lot of speed because we're already here. Let's see how this performs in the high waters of the lowlands. Well, we are making progress. Not a whole lot, but we are making progress. Our cement in the back, though, is probably getting wet. Actually, it's above water. Well, some of it is. Did I come to a stalemate here? I would activate the quick winch, but I don't know where that's going to bring me. I'll put on the parking brake. Let's see what I got here. Oh, that pole will do just fine. Got to get me out of this fast current is what it's got to do. Yeah, this truck may be sitting lower than the Dairy Longhorn, but it's the front bumper I'm kind of hoping that's going to help us out on the other map with the ice situation. Alright, get the front wheels out of the river. That'd be great. That was the big part of the river. Let's see if I can gather up some speed and kind of splash through the other parts of the river. Well, we kept our momentum up, so that was a good thing. Just passing one of our trucks there. It's been there for a little while. I'm going to put it into high gear coming through this. So this will be the first time I've been over on the other map with the Dan truck. So really haven't seen it perform too much in the ice and snow. Alright, one more splish splash and we can get on over to Yellow Rock. Almost through. Perfect. Yeah, so why not bring like a smaller truck with a trailer? Because I can only bring over 4 pieces of cement. And I want to bring over as many as I can. And I could have fit all the concrete slabs that we needed on the back of the, just like a regular truck with a flatbed and a trailer. So all the fuel I've used so far, that's from leaving the garage on the lowlands, going across up to the sawmill, and then of course across the river to the warehouse, and all the parts you have seen since then. But no fear, we got some fuel right down here. Feels kind of weird, though, even though we've been on this map quite a bit now, I really haven't been taking... If you remember the path that we took a lot of when we first came here to Yellow Rock, I don't think I've taken that path in a long time now. Oh, thought I was going to get around that pole, but I guess not. Since we gotten a few other roads open, mainly this bridge right here. Well, not right here, but we'll be going across it in just a moment. So the hotel that we're working on is just across this bridge and up the hill. So we may be getting... I kind of forgot what that needed. I want to say it needs like long planks and maybe material like that. I think that marker I got on the map is where we got the Lodestar, the Scout, where the Scout trailer is stuck in the ice. Well, don't think it's really stuck in the ice. I could probably get it out. Kind of really forgot how I left it. But I need to get those vehicle spare parts delivered at some point. I think I'll be bringing over a truck, of course. And we'll be towing the Scout vehicle around to where it needs to be just to get it through the icy areas. The one thing I just remembered, and I may be in trouble, is when I get up here to the cement production building, I hope the game remembers I left the generator on. Because in order to turn it on or off, I need to be attached to it. And last time I used the Dairy Longhorn to attach to it because I didn't have any other vehicle up there that could attach to it. If the generator is off, I'm not going to be able to make concrete slabs. Unless I made some. I don't remember if I made extras or not. Alright, so I gotta remember when I get past the first pole with this, I think it's a speed limit sign, I gotta go a little bit more to the left. Ooh, that did not like that at all. Did not like high gear. Why did the engine stall again? Because it wanted to, I suppose. Alright, the Dairy Longhorn, I think, did better than this already. Yeah, this is not getting the traction that we really need. Not worried. Ooh, that doesn't reach. That does though. Yeah, I think I gotta stay to the left a little bit. And this is where the Dairy Longhorn had problems as well. And looks like I got the same issue. Well, I'm past the pole, so I can't pull myself forward. I don't think pulling the trailer to the side and trying to go forward is going to help me. And looks like reverse is not helping me out either. Okay. I was expecting a little bit better performance. Unless there's a sweet spot here I've got to hit. But I was expecting a little bit better performance from this truck than what the Dairy Longhorn gave us. How sure are we from reach? Oh, we can reach. We can reach. Yeah, so the Dairy Longhorn seemed to perform better going through this icy area. I really thought this was going to do better than the Dairy Longhorn, because of the way the front bumper kind of acts like. But we can't reach that tree. Alright. We'll just do this. And off we go. Now I just got to be worried if the generator is on or off. I left it on. So, I'm hoping the game remembers it, that's all. And if it's off, well, then I'm going to have to hope that there's a pin hitch on the back of this truck. I think it was a pin hitch that I needed. Knock down the stop signs, because who needs them? And we pretty much have arrived. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what vehicle I would have nearby to hitch up to the generator, and really the answer is none. I know that maintenance truck will not hitch up to it. Alright, let's go ahead and then come over to here. No energy in the zone. Well, that was a fear. Can't tell at that angle. Can't really see at that angle. Well, you know what? How about we just we back up just a little bit. And we'll detach the trailer. And we'll see if we can attach to the generator. So that's kind of weird. I recalled the Dan truck to the garage, and it left the chassis lifted, but it doesn't remember I left a generator running. Let's see if it gives me the option to attach. Oh, thank you. Where is it? Turn on generator. Alright, so thank you pin hitches on most of the trucks, it seems like. Let's get our semi-trailer once again. Alright, so where are we here? Concrete slabs, that's what we need. Alright, and then go over to here, and then we want to load the concrete slabs that we just made with a nice loud thud. And now we just got to go back where we came from, basically. See if I can get around that pole and angle the trailer. Stop sign may have to go, but as I said, who needs the stop signs anyways? Or the speed limit sign around the corner, 15 miles an hour. We don't need that kind of stuff. Just make sure. I do got, yeah, 2 concrete slabs back there. So let's see how I can get through the ice on the way back. But it's going to be nice getting that sawmill up and going. Let's see how many jobs it opens up. Watch it only open up like 1 job. I wonder if in some ways I kind of hope the bridge by the sawmill going back over to the headquarters, Evan's garage, I hope that's something we can repair. I don't mind taking my shortcut, but when I got a truck like this and a semi-trailer I'm trying to bring over from the garage, I got to go down and around and through that muddy, snowy passageway to get over by the sawmill. Alright, probably going full speed through this is not the best option, but let's see what happens. Yeah, so this truck is performing just almost the same as the Dairy Longhorn did. Yeah, I think I'm centering out right there, and that is going to be a problem. Because I don't think we can reach... Oh, we can reach that. I thought it was going to be out of the reach. Well, if I can reach that... then we are pretty much going to get through here pretty easily. I mean, I'm going to have to keep using the winch to get out of here, but we'll get out of here. I don't have to use the winch, so I don't want to, because I want to see how well it's going to perform without the extra help. Alright, need help. Alright, what are we stuck on here? Well, not much of a difference going through the ice with either truck. Although I would say I think the Dairy Longhorn performed a little bit better. Which I'm surprised at. Alright, let's get on down, and of course we will top off with some diesel fuel going past the fuel station. not much of a mud hole there. But I think we now got 2 things of cement at the cement production, which will make 1 concrete slab. Don't know all the other recipes. It's always good to have something over there, because I might be over on this map and might just need one of them, and I can take a vehicle over if I'm kind of close and just grab what we need. Nope, don't want to attach to that. Want to attach to that, please. Hop over the guardrail. Not a good approach to getting to the fuel station here, but it's where I am now. Around that concrete barrier, kind of. All right, full of fuel. Got both concrete slabs still. I think that Kenworth truck that I talked about a few episodes ago, that's available in the Season 3 pass, would do wonders over here. I mean, I'm just assuming it's got a much higher chassis with 71-inch tires. That just seems, I think these are like 52s. So getting that much more off the ground would be just great going through there. Maybe once I had enough of the main region, we'll have to dive into that Season 3 pass and get right to that map so I can get that truck for future jobs. Alright, so now we just got to get through all this water on this map. As the sun starts to set. Okay, high gear works good through here with this truck. So flip it right into high gear. Actually, now that I think about it, when I'm at this intersection I just went through, I'm not that far from going down and crossing the river at the other point. That might be quicker. Don't have to go through as much of the river. I won't have to go through these parts of the river. something to think about for another time. Alright, full speed ahead. This is the part. Although this time, though, the river should be helping me across. By the flow of the river, it's pushing me the way I want to go. See if we can get up to the sawmill before the sun goes down. Alright. I expect to get stuck maybe in a couple of spots. At least I kind of, in my mind, when I cross this part of the river, I break the river down into sections. Just try to focus on getting through one section, then another. Then you wait for your engine to stall. Well, we're close enough to where we can see the sawmill. Well, we can see where we gotta go for the sawmill. Alright, once we get past this little part, at least we got some dry ground for just a little bit. Now this part right here on either side of this upcoming island, I've been stuck going this way with heavy loads before. Well, the front end is out. Alright, through that section. Nice. Really don't have an issue with this part usually. But if I do get stuck, more times than not, it's going to be just before I get to the other side of the river. Just before we get to dry land once again. Let me put it in high gear, just get some little bit momentum going. Put it back into low plus. And usually somewhere in here is where it can get bogged down. I don't know if there's a rock or something underneath the water I can't see. It looks like we got through the river without getting stuck at all. Alright, Sawmill's just over the hill. And I'm pretty sure we'll see a transformation of kind of just a old rundown, dilapidated factory into a nice one, I guess. Don't remember that sign being out front right there. Let's see, did I leave enough room for me to get into the trigger point to unload these concrete slabs? I think I left my A's off with the trailer kind of parked in the zone. I think we got enough room to barge our way in here. Great, now we move on. Well, okay. Almost 4,000 XP and 37,200 I got paid for that. Alright, so that's the contest trigger. Let me just go over. Do we get to use the sawmill at all? Is there a trigger here anywhere? That's the wrong button for this game. Yeah, it doesn't look like we get to use it for anything. So I don't make logs here? I don't think we get to make anything here. Let me go ahead and advance time till midday so I can have a better look around here. Alright, so someone told me that I gotta build up the sawmill so I can make planks. Well, unless you're just going by in theory, yes, that would make sense, but looks like I don't need it for anything, honestly. Let me go and put the parking brake on. I'll turn off the engine on the Dan truck. Let's go to here and let's see what that opened up for jobs. Trailer with new equipment. Off-road scout is off-road scout trailer delivered to the sawmill inspection. All right, so maybe I got to do a little bit more with it. Let's see here. Is that where it's got to go? Let me go ahead and hit accept. And that's where it's got to go. Off-road scout trailer. Is it on the other map? Oh, interesting. It's right up here. Well, that's the same path that we just took, basically. I wish I knew that was there. Well, I do know it's there, because I've seen it. I parked right next to it. That is a scout trailer? Well, that'd be something that would be good for... where is it? Right here. Which is International Lodestar. Which is stuck in the ice, because we know that will hitch up to it. I think it's the only scout vehicle I got that will attach to things. Yeah, we left it here, kind of. All I really want to do is get across to that point. Well, we're here. Let me go ahead and... How much further up the road? I think we just got to go around this way, honestly. Let's see how far I can get today with this, I suppose. Was not expecting to be doing this today. I thought I was going to just get to the sawmill, but now that I'm here and getting stuck on a tree... Let's get around all this ice. And maybe get 2 of these delivered. Oh yeah, I kind of forget with the scout vehicles, you can't really go over this brush that well. Alright, bouncy, bouncy. Hopefully there's no breakable ice underneath this part. Well, that piece of ice just went flying. But I still think we gotta go through ice on the road. Yeah, right here. Or is this going to be light enough where I'm not going to fall through? Nope, going right on in. Going right on in. So... And yeah, the protector I got for the grill is almost acting like a plow. It's almost like, I mean, at this point, it might be better if I just grab a truck with a crane, unpack this cargo, put it on a regular truck, and just ignore these scout trailers. I don't think this job says I need to use a scout trailer at all, or deliver the scout trailer. Start tracking. Yeah, deliver spare parts, spare parts. Get trailers to warehouse parking. Oh, so I will have to deliver the trailers somewhere. Get trailers to warehouse parking. I don't know where, it's not showing me which warehouse that would be. Yeah, I know where one trailer is. That's where the other trailer is. Maybe I gotta bring the trailers back to here? Well, either way, this part is not going to work. Although I do like the paint job on the Lodestar, but the Lodestar could be something I use to go get the trailer for the sawmill. At least that seems like a simple enough job, although I am running low on fuel here, so let me go ahead and turn that off. But at least today, we jump back over here to the lowlands, and we'll jump into... Oh, it's there somewhere. The A's off. Thank you. We'll just do it that way. At least we got the start of the sawmill going. But yeah, maybe what they were telling me is, yeah, you got to get the sawmill up and running. I thought that was going to get the sawmill up and running, but looks like we got more steps to go. And let's see, what else is the job after that? Up the mountains. Starting the plank production. All right. So we'll have to get some medium logs, or sorry, medium planks, medium logs, delivered to the people of the North, Yellow Rock National Forest. So maybe once I get that trailer there, this production will start up. I am noticing, though, these jobs are paying rather well. So definitely want to get those done to get more money into the bank account. But it's looking a lot different around here. And the cabins are still in the loading zone, so not sure what they're doing with those. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. Also lets me know that you enjoyed seeing the content that you saw here today. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so, might want to hit that subscribe button as well. But that is where we are going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in SnowRunner. But until then, have a good one.